Hello, everybody. We got snow. Yeah, it happened. Hi, Ava. Are you ready for your protein bites? Yeah. Oh, yeah. From Bill. Uh-huh. Crummy desk. Got crumbs all over my desk. So that situation. It's okay, Ava. It's okay. I bought the cats an exercise wheel. It needs to be assembled. This is the time when I hate being single the most. I'm not saying I want a man to come do it for me, but I wouldn't mind someone helping. That was so cute. Yeah, I've wanted one for a long time, and I found a good deal on one. I should have opted for the we'll assemble it for you for a fee choice. I really should have, but I didn't. I'm a strong, empowered woman who really wishes she had hands. Hello, Wolf Lord Lover. Hello, Michelle, my sweet. Okay, last one. And Billy has joined us. Hello, Jerry Matthew Boyd. Oh, yeah, it's the same as when I posted it on Discord. I didn't even get a single board added since then. I was up until 5:30, 6 a.m. getting that far. Yeah. Hello, Nana Laura. Oh, it's so windy. Holy buckets. It's windy outside. Hello, Mortimer Duke. Real rooms. What? Usually I can connect things back to things I've said. That one I'm a little bit stumped. Hi, Billy. You need something there, buddy. You got anything to say? He's like, woman, I shouldn't have to say it. Get to scratching. Yes, you good boy. He's also not a fan of snow as tall as he is. Yes, aren't you, baby? Oh, that purr motor going. That motor going. Oh, yeah? As in taser, taser, taser? Hello, Jenny Green. Sorry, I read that and then my brain froze. Are you talking about the thumbnail lady? Because, funny story, you will most likely not recognize the woman in the picture. But once you hear the story, you realize it's an FTC. And we've heard her before. And now we'll get to put a face to the words. Hello, Iron Mother. Well, one you do eat, one you don't. That's amazing. Who put it out there? If it's not code blue, if it's not code blue cam or Midwest safety, then DM it to me and we'll watch it. You too, huh? You got something to say? These cats have just taken to nudging my hand forcefully to get pets, as if I don't give them voluntarily. Enough. No. They must tell me when and exactly where and how. Yeah, oh, what? Excuse me. You did that on purpose. Just knocked my elbow pad off of my desk on purpose. Bunk. Your churros are in the mail. We're all out of licky treats. They're in the mail. They were supposed to have arrived Friday or Saturday, but due to weather, they've been delayed. He's not happy about it. All he has now are the hard kibble treats or the freeze-dried ones he won't eat. Hello, Buzzy Pug, honey. Oh, sweetie. You know I love having you here. Absolutely adore you. I had leftover jambalaya from what I made yesterday. It's good stuff. It has shrimp and beef sausage that's been sliced and then charred on both sides. I think that's the right word. Cooked until visually burned, but taste of perfection. And then and it's got chicken in it. So good. And I always do diced tomatoes in mine too. So Billy, your hair is magnetized to my face. And more keeps coming. Oh, Billy. Oh, pfft. You just flopped down on the mouse, jerk. Hello, Otto. Yeah, rub it in. Rub it in some more. Wolf Lord Lover in Discord, he said that I was single by choice or something like that. And I said, yeah, I'm single by choice. It's not my choice. Everyone else chooses for me to be single. Hello, Spider-Man, honey. I hope I didn't miss anybody. There's Kiv, Purple Kiv. And look. We match. I match your hearts. Billy, you got drool on me. I just barely saw it when I lifted up. Billy drool. Oh, to be a cat mom. I don't know that I ever really had the strong and empowered years. I just got done whatever needed to be done. It wasn't a competition of me and any other gender. And yeah, I have no problem getting help. Zero. Nope, no problem whatsoever. Just show up on my door with a jigsaw and a chainsaw, and we'll burn this place down. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that last part. Is it the first clip? I think it might be. The first clip in tonight's show was sent to me by Squishy, and had it not been for the first one being sent to me, I might have missed the rest of them, because I go down rabbit holes with judges, like, are you good? Are you good, buddy? Are you okay there? Yeah. Hello. Hey, don't you bite me. Okay, so anyways, I put the case that Squishy sent me into the editor with other hearings from the same judge. Oh, for crying in the mud. Covered in Billy fur. It's his baby fur. That super fine stuff. The undercoat makes him super plush and soft. And it sheds and sticks the worst. Alright, so anyways, yeah. Tonight is thanks to Squishy. Hello, Dark Zoomy. You know, I don't think he calls me that. No. Like, Space King and I mean, we had quite a conversation, and he never once mentioned that. Hello, Linda Applegate, honey. Has anybody heard from Chris? Yeah, she's a handsome lady. All right. I think I've got everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Just say a hello now that I'm at the bottom of the chat, and I'll stay current and give you all your loves and waves. Yeah. So He is doing very well. He's no longer yowling at the top of his lungs until I have to go past the kennel to go to the bathroom or something. And I stop every time and I'll reach in through the gate and I'll pet him. I gave him wet food and treats today. I think he's realizing that this is a better environment than what he was subjected to out there. And so he's like, all right, yeah, I got to be in a kennel, but I can dig this for a little bit. I'll dig this for a little bit. He's so good. And he's such a talker. I can't wait to cuddle with him. No, not yet. Not yet. And I'm hoping he doesn't mind plowing in the dark. The last company that I had prior to this one, they would be out there at midnight, 1 a.m. with their little Segway motor scooters that also plowed snows. So so I'm hoping that he'll come yet tonight. I don't know if he will or not though. But I got food, I got water, the cat's got food and water and treats, the dog's got treats and food and water and everything else, so we're good. I don't need to go anywhere. I got a couple more days till I have to go anywhere. Yeah, pretty much. From that rough and tough feral stray to this talkative little house cat. They see me rolling on my Segway. Yeah, that's as much as you're going to get out of me. Thank you. I just can't wait to get him fixed and get all of his shots and have him enjoy life. Not feeling like he needs to run all the time. All right, I'm going to put some cases on. I got to close some stuff out first real quick because I was editing to the final moment as usual. It's kind of a thing. It's a thing I do. All right, close this. Good. Okay, we're good. Hello, Joey Bag of Donuts. All right. Sorry, I'm having a series of brain farts, one right after the other.
Engine gears, Judge. Yep. Mr. Wadesky.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Very good. All right. So tell me what, when we were here 2 weeks ago, I gave you a little bit of homework and I said I wanted you to do some soul searching.
Yes.
I wanted you to kind of tell me what changes you needed to make in your life and how you needed to do that. Not just set an alarm, but what internally did you need to do? So what did you come up with?
I had 2 sessions with Rosario. We talked, and first session we talked about like an emotional, mental level, not just physical, because I believe physical is what you're saying is just setting an alarm, and I had to look more mentally, emotionally of what's the cause, and for me, I think it's just the riddling fear and anxiety that I carry with me each and every week in and week out, of like everything else is going very, very great, in my life. Work's great. What I do at the house is great. What I do in the recovery community is great. The people I associate myself with is great. What's happening with my family is great. What's happening with my wife is great. the pro-social aspect of meeting with my therapist and group and my fellow like participants, as well as my sobriety peers in the recovery community. I'm able to communicate and talk about anything and everything that's going on in life.
But is it great? Everything else was great. Is this great?
People around the house, support needed, or maybe support even needed. But being able to articulate that to them and not just, before I was just felt like I was looking in a black hole, I didn't see any light. Yeah, so I tried to kill myself 4 times, trying to find a way out, and it wasn't just way out of the program, it was a way out of life, you know. Looking back at that, it's scary, that I was in that headspace, and it gets me emotional sometimes because I don't know how I got there. And I hate that I got there. And, I hate that, I lost the best person in my life for a while, because she didn't want to come home and find me dead, you know. And I got to a place where all those things have, been recovered. But I still have this one black cloud, and it just keeps, sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's right here. And sometimes it just rains down. And I think about it almost to exhaustion. And each night before bed, it's a constant fear that I'm not going to wake up in the morning. And it's not because I think I'm going to be dead this time. It's because I don't know if my phone's going off. It'll go off at 4, but it won't go off at 7. And I have a roommate that's in the bed 3 feet away from me, not going off. I'm not lying to you. I went last week and I went to T-Mobile and I got a brand new iPhone. Same thing. That phone went off. So the next day, same thing. So today I have both phones going off.
If you are setting alarms on a phone and the alarm function is not working at the particular time you're setting it for, and then you go buy another phone and set the alarm and the alarm function doesn't work on that one, the likelihood that it's a problem with the phones my guess would be that he's not selecting like the days, because you can set one alarm to go off at every single day at the exact same time, or you can choose which days to skip or whatever. And I would bet that he's just not activating the days, because that's kind of, from the cues he's given me, that's kind of where I can go with that one. I saw it a lot when I worked at the cell place.
14 different alarms on. They're set to every single day. They've been set like that. But that's not, you're not asking for more alarms. I get that. But all these other things that I've talked about is what I've started looking at, of how much support I really have built up, of like a foundation to sit on. And like, that's what I believe carries me when I need help.
Okay. So what are you going to do about this last black cloud?
Yeah. I woke up on Monday and yesterday, and I came straight here after I went and paid for a test at Great Lakes. On Sunday, I woke up and first thing I knew the drug testing place was closed. I made the phone call at 4 a.m., but I woke up at 9. So I went and paid for a test just to prove that, I'm not drinking. My life's fine that way. I don't think about that. But I still wake up because I know that that's a negative check, and I guess, you take away my sobriety days, but my sobriety days aren't really affected, my sobriety days, the ones that I fought for, not the ones that the court tells me I have, because I have way more than one day of sobriety, sir. Like I have many days, and it's hard to associate, like, how is a recovery court going to help me recover? And recovery is built around compassion, sympathy, great people that are willing to help other people get to where they want to be in life. And they're just taking the days, like I didn't fight for my life for those days, because I did fight for my life for those days. And many days, I think about that, and it hurts, and I struggle with that thought. How are those days taken from me when I really didn't have a drop of alcohol? Like, why? Might as well just drink. Like maybe they could be called accountable days. Something to think about. Not sobriety days, because each and every one of us fought for our life. Each and every one of those days, sometimes a minute at a time, sometimes one day at a time. It depends what we need.
As I understand your history, you were an athlete.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what did you play?
I was a quarterback,
Football.
and I was catcher in baseball. And
Okay. In a game, there are certain rules, and only if you play by the rules do the runs or the touchdowns count. Do you agree with me there?
mhm,
So if you've practiced for 6 or 7 years to become a great catcher or a great football player, but you don't play by the rules of the game, do your touchdowns or your at-bats count?
yes, sometimes. I mean, sometimes you
In
do
your
play.
life, they count.
Sometimes you,
I get what
sometimes
you're-
you do
no,
play a
I
little
get what you're
dirty.
saying. I get what you're saying, right? But in that particular game, the one that you're playing on Saturday afternoon, Monday through Friday, you've taken 1,000 at-bats, right? In batting practice,
Yes, sir.
in practice games, scrimmages, all so that you can perform on Saturday. But if you do something that disqualifies you on Saturday, all you hear about is your actions in the game. Okay, it doesn't take away from the work that you did Monday through Friday. But if you don't play the game by the rules on Saturday, you don't get to count those touchdowns. You don't get to count those at-bats. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
If you don't do the work Monday through Friday, you'll never get to play on Saturday. I get that. And I appreciate the fact that you are now putting in the work. This is Monday through Friday. But what we're talking about when you come to court is Saturday. And if you don't play by the rules of that game, then you don't get to count those runs or those at-bats or those touchdowns on Saturday. I get what you're saying to me. Hey, look at all of the work that I've done. Look how far I've come. Look at the demons that I've fought so far. And I'm continuing to work on the demons that I have. And I applaud all of that. Okay. But at some point, the rules of the game are the rules of the game. And all I can do as the judge is be the umpire and say it's either a ball or a strike, or it's a touchdown or it's not.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
I believe if this isn't a game, but if it was a game, what I've had in my athletic career is great coaching. And I'm sorry, but I don't think we have a great coach here. I think we have a very dismissive coach, a very disrespectful coach. And I wouldn't want to play that game anymore if that was my coach. Last court, our coach, my coaches would never say, why don't you all just quit? Just quit. Make my life and your life a lot easier. Just quit. Walk out. My coach wouldn't do that. This morning, most of all of you couldn't find Asia on a map. My coach wouldn't say that to us. My coach would be behind us, coaching us, supporting us. Know the game. Our game's recovery. I don't think our coach knows about recovery. I think our coach would be, years of experience in recovery if this was the game. My therapists, no recovery, and that's where I've been able to build what I'm sitting on over here. That's where I like to hang my legs, is sitting on that. It's a very, very nice view.
Sorry to hear you say that.
I'm sorry, Dad, I have to say that.
Judge, can I respond to that briefly?
No, let me help you. You are entitled to your opinion. No problems from me about that. I disagree with your opinion. I disagree that someone has to go through sobriety issues in order to understand sobriety issues. Okay.
I don't think this is a sobriety issue, Your Honor.
I've been around long enough to say that there are more ways to coach than just one way to do it. And there isn't ever going to be someone who's the perfect coach for you in every situation. Okay. So here's what reality is. You are here. You are here with the people that are here, and you're going to have to succeed with the people that are here. It's not going to change. Because in life, you don't get to pick the people that populate your world. Your boss at work, you didn't get to pick him. You got to live with, if you're going to work there, you got to live with the boss as he is, warts and all. I recognize that I am not the perfect judge for all the people that are here.
But you have been respectful.
Everybody can do better. Everybody can do worse. You have to live with the people that are here. Your issue, as I see it, is that you are an angry man much of the time. You are learning how to overcome that. And I see that the reason that I gave you 2 weeks from last time to now to come upon how to deal with this is because I see the progress that you are making. One of the kind of default mechanisms that you have as a person is when things get hard, you get angry. And so you look for things to fuel that anger.
I'm not angry, Your Honor. That's not the correct word that I would use.
What do you
I
think it is?
would use I feel defeated. That's what I've came up with the past 2 weeks, that I feel defeated in this program. And I talked to Justin Brunicow yesterday for about 35, 40 minutes.
Okay.
And he listened to me, and he was very, very respectful. He was a gentleman. Being on drug court probation and felony probation, I would let him play his game. I would let him be my coach. I would play for him. I'm not angry.
Well, I disagree with you there too.
Today, angry would be
today you're in front of me as the judge, and I don't think that you're talking to me in the same way that you talk to my probation officer.
Excuse me?
I don't think that you're talking to me today the same way that you talk to my probation officer.
I've been respectful to Mr. Hamlin every day in and day out. I'm very fearful of Mr. Hamlin. We've all discussed it. A lot of us, most of us have the same opinion. I'm not the only one, Your Honor.
Didn't say that you were. Okay. And I'll say the same thing to you that I would say to everybody else. He is my probation officer. He is an extension of me. And you will treat him, whether you like him or not, you will treat him exactly the same way that you will treat me.
I've always treated him with respect.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. But my analogy stands. The coach is the coach. The players don't get to pick him.
And yes, and that's why I called yesterday exploring options, how to not be your quarterback. It's time maybe to hang up the jersey.
That's only a choice that you can make. But you are here because you asked to be here.
Hang up the jersey and what? Continue just being a drug and drunken bum? This is recovery court. It's sobriety. It is an everyday, sometimes not even day by day, minute by minute, moment by moment chance to start your life over. Not everybody gets afforded the chance. And it makes me so upset when the people that are given this opportunity take it for granted or continue to point fingers of blame at others for their failures. Hopefully he'll come around to it and participate fully in the program. But the probation officer is just doing his job. And it might be a little bit authoritarian style, like they do in the military. Break you all the way down to build you all the way up. Because they have to start you with a whole new structure of life. That method is not for everybody. Not everybody takes well to it, especially when you're bumping stubborn heads.
You came to us and said, I have an issue. I need to fix it. This is the best place to fix it at.
Yes, without the knowledge of knowing that I'd be degraded and dismissed.
I can't imagine that happening.
I'm sorry.
We
I don't
have
mean to
a
scoff
huge,
at you.
no, you're all right. I'm not that sensitive. Okay. You have a very strange definition of being degraded. If you think being told to quit because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing is degrading, that's simply an observation of your actions. In fact, what have you done in the 2 weeks since the last court hearing? You have 2 new potential sanctions against you. You understand that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're telling me about wanting to do better, but yet you still are violating the rules of the game in the same way that we talked about when we were here last time. I gave you 6 or 7 examples of you doing the same sort of behavior. You're not getting up in the morning. You're not calling in on time. And it happens almost with clockwork every other month. And here we are in the last 2 weeks, you've done it again 2 times in a row.
And I've done my best when I, honestly woken up, like I said, really upset with myself. And then here comes a black cloud, fear, anxiety, self-doubt, feel of defeat. And, next thing you know, I just got to put my cleats back on and strap up and go get a test, go prove how I can at least show that I'm staying sober.
I don't have any doubt that you're staying sober. That's not what we're talking about. Your sobriety, in my mind, is good. But it's the underlying life choices, the attitude, the decision-making process. I'm not here questioning your sobriety. What I'm questioning is how you attack life, what you're concentrating on. You are looking at him going, he's the problem, it's not me.
No, I understand that I'm completely the problem, but I'm telling you, there are other outside things that have affected certain things mentally and emotionally.
No, those are that's what shows the symptoms. Okay. When I walk out of the building and I slip on the ice, is it the ice's fault or is it mine?
That's my fault.
Okay, when I drive my car and I do 56 in a 35 zone, is it the car's fault or is it mine?
My fault.
Okay, if you repeatedly do a certain behavior and you're told not to, and you continue to repeatedly do it, whose fault is that?
It's my fault.
It doesn't matter then if somebody else made it easier for you to do it that way or made it harder for you to do it that way. You are doing that behavior. Okay? And quite frankly, whether you're on time or not is not a huge thing. So why am I making it a huge thing?
I believe that you're trying to coach me in a proper way to understand and give me chances to put in work and fix it.
Yes. And you so far have not done that.
Yes, I have failed.
When I look at your letters to me, and I know everybody here can't read them, you have clearly identified the problem. You wrote me 2 letters, which quite frankly I thought were awesome.
Yes, sir.
You didn't like the way you wrote the first letter.
I told you I've thought about it every single day.
I agree with you.
Multiple times a day.
And that's why I'm here talking to you.
I understand.
If I didn't think that you were putting the effort in, I wouldn't talk to you. I'd just say go to jail.
I appreciate this. I really do. There's been a lot of things that I feel like I've only been able to air out and behind closed doors in therapy or in group or in our meeting here on Tuesday. And yeah, I wanted to talk about things here in open court with you.
Good. So you got to the point where you said, I didn't like the first letter. I didn't say what I wanted it to say. That's self-awareness. So you're making progress
I
there.
thought that was out of anger.
And good. And so that tells me that you're making progress about that. That you're figuring out how to get rid of that black cloud.
Yes,
You're
sir.
understanding who you are and what's causing the problem. I see this as that same issue. You're having an issue with your probation officer. That's a symptom of how you learn how to change things. It's not his problem. It's not his issue. That's how you learn how to deal with you. That's how you learn how to deal with people that don't always mesh with your gears.
Yes, Your Honor. And I met with Justin Brunicoff for the first time. I addressed that, and I knew that this was going to come up. I knew that this was going to be a problem, and I addressed that first time I met him back when I first started the program. I've never had a person speak to me the way I've been spoken to for 1.5 years now. Ever. No one's ever spoken to me that way.
Maybe that's the problem. Discipline is not a bad thing. And honestly, the people who pump rainbows and sunshine up your butt, they're not your real friends. They're not out for your best interests. The ones that say continue to do drugs, continue to drink, continue to drive high, whatever, they're not your real friends. The probation officer isn't necessarily your friend, but he's got your back way more than your little drinking and drugging social circle.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I am too, and most of us are.
Okay. You see me today wearing a black robe.
Yes, Your Honor.
In order to get here, I'm 63 years old. In order to get here, I have had to listen to people in the community tell me how I've not done my job well in the past. If you don't know, I was a prosecutor here for 13 years. I had to listen every day to people in the newspaper described for me in detail how I screwed up, how I didn't do things well. There were 12,000 people that voted in the election for me. 6,000 voted against me. They voted for the other guy. Okay, so I've had to deal with people who don't like me on a regular basis. And I've had people in court tell me very clearly what they thought of me. It's a rough world.
It is a very rough world, and you know, I'm having a very, speaking on terms of what I deal with week to week, you know, the self-doubt and defeated feelings that I incur in myself, is I know these things have happened in the past that in this program, and I don't see how I'm going to make it at the end.
Tell me why you don't think you're going to make it.
Because I feel like I got this stack of papers, you know, Luke last week showed us a packet this big and a packet this big of sanctions, right? This whole packet is just weighing on me. I know how many sanctions I have. I know whenever something like this happens, another one's coming, another one's coming, and it's like, why can't this stop? It's not about, like you said, setting more alarms. I can't set more alarms. It's not that. It's not intentional. I want to play, but I don't know how I'm going to make it to game time on Saturday. I don't see it because I just know I'm sitting a sober living that's, they can pull the rug out from under you anytime you mess up. I have a job, you know, and luckily I am very good at playing. I'm the best. Cooper Rush never beat me. Trashed him all the time, and he plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Played him since I've been a little boy. I'm the best.
I believe you.
And
I've seen athletes before.
I want to play, but like, I don't think my grades are good enough. You know, and I had a 3.95, scored a 28 on my ACT. I can play that game too. Like, maybe this is not my top 1, top 2, top 3 sport. This is like banned for me.
Mhm. You're out of your comfort zone. I get it. I'm going to go back to your letters. I wrote in the margins, you are very good at identifying your problems. You just talked about them very well there. But you didn't in any one of these 2 letters tell me what the solution is.
I'm still working on the solution, sir.
Okay.
I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the perfect answer for you either, but I do know that the issue is closer to you talking with Rosaria more about getting past the anger and the friction and the black clouds. Your whole perspective today is the black cloud is still over me. The black cloud is still over me. The black cloud is still over me.
I'm not cured.
You
never are.
Here's the deal. You may never be.
I know that.
But if all you do is focus on the black cloud, that's all you're ever going to see. You have made progress beyond my expectations. You know that?
I've been trying really, really hard.
Yes, I get that, but that's not what I asked you. Do you know that you have made you've exceeded my expectations on your progress?
That's what I do for a coach. I'm the coach on the field. I call the shots. I'm willing to audible when I need to.
Good. Do you know that you have exceeded my expectations?
No, but I hope so. I'm glad to hear that.
Okay. That's where I want you to go from now on. You can't live your life expecting to get trashed, expecting life to hand you coal instead of a present on Christmas Day. You will never get where you want to go if all you see is blackness?
I like that was, maybe I didn't finish the second half of that, but through all the psych wards and in rehab, a lot of time to reflect and decide if I was gonna play. You know, I didn't know if I was gonna play life, let alone this program. You know, a lot of how this program's made me feel scares me.
I know. And that's okay. It is. It's okay. I want you to understand that we all, and I'm including Luke and the team and myself, we are all here hoping and praying that you will continue to play. That is why we are doing what we are doing. You may not agree with our tactics. You may not agree with us personally or professionally, but we are here because we believe in you. And there isn't anything you can do that will stop us from believing in you. There are things that you can do, or more importantly, not do, that will conflict with the program, right? There are things that will happen or could happen that would be a negative, but that doesn't stop us from professionally and personally believing that you can do this. Only you can decide if you're going to do it. Each of us on the team, Luke and myself, have to decide how to best get our players, every one of you, to play to the best of your ability. That requires me to try to assess individually and also collectively how to get the best out of you. Okay. My assessment of you is that you have come from a very dark place. And there's lots of good reasons for that. I'm not here to denigrate you, but you've gone through a lot of black stuff. But the world is a bigger, better place than what you've gone through.
I'm starting to see that on
Good. I'm
different
glad.
levels.
I'm glad that's hopeful. What I see you doing on a regular basis, though, is every time you start to poke your head up and look at the sky to see if the clouds are black or if the sky is blue, and as soon as you start to see blue, you create some friction, or you feel that there's some friction, and you go back to anger because that's the thing that you're most familiar with.
Yeah, and it's self-sabotage 100% of the way. It is self-sabotage because he's already expecting it to fail. He thinks that he's not good enough, even though he claims that he thinks he's the best. Best is a matter of perspective. But he, with as much as he's putting emphasis on blaming others, he's deliberately sabotaging things so that no one can be disappointed in him as much as he's disappointed in himself. If he can break that pattern of self-sabotage and just let the world unfold as it may, that's the only way that he's going to have a real shot.
I discussed that with my parents last Friday when they came up here from Howell to see me. We went out to dinner, and I told him that he told me I'll put in all the work and then purposely pull the rug out. And I said, I don't see that. Mom, like, I'm not sit there and say, screw this, and I'm not mess up on purpose. you know? I've always been the best, never failed.
Everybody fails. I ran for judge once before I got this job. Got my butt kicked. Okay. Spent 6 months of my life campaigning for something that didn't happen. Worked my tail off. And was told, sorry, we're not going to give you that job.
But that's what I feel in this program when like I've tried so hard and fought so hard. And the only thing that like you can go to the next phase is like by getting those sobriety dates. And I can't put them together, but I am putting them together. So I don't know where to go. Like I'm doing it, but over here, like it's like you're not, and it's like a fairy tale. Like over here is just playing a video game, which I've never played a video game in my life, never had a console. I played real sports, put in real work, and I'm putting in real work.
As a hitter, when you're in a slump, what does your coach tell you to do?
Get back on the tee,
Go back to the fundamentals.
and then you get back in the cage.
Yep.
And then you get,
Put in the extra work, and then when you go up to
and then it's the field, and it's a lot bigger, which is for me, it's like this is the world. I can do it. In AA, it's close, it's small, it's comforting. This is like real big for me.
Yep. So when you get to the plate and you're facing the pitcher and you're in a slump, what does your coach tell you to focus on?
Right, very small.
Yeah,
Look at
trust.
the ball. Look at the ball
Focus,
with the
focus on the
dime.
thing that you need to focus on, and then trust the work. Trust your swing. And if you swing and you miss, does that mean that your all that work was for naught? No. It just means that the pitcher won that particular pitch. It doesn't mean that you've lost the game. And even if you go 0 for 4, what's the coach tell you to do the next day?
Get back on the tee.
Get back on the tee, get back in the cage, and when you face the pitcher, focus on what you're supposed to focus on, take your best swing, and live with it. If you hit it, you hit it. If you miss, you miss. That doesn't mean you're any worse or any better. That's exactly what we're telling you to do today.
I feel like I'm trying to hit switch here, and I can't. I'm not that guy. I'm not ambidextrous. I'm very black and white, and I'm very confused, super confused.
What are we asking you to do? Stay sober, go to counseling, work on the things that you need to work on, do your best.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any of those things that you can't do? Okay. You have 2 sanctions pending.
I think it's 3, Your Honor.
Well, 1 from last time, 2 new ones. March 8th, you were a no-show for a scheduled drug screen. You did email the drug court about phone issues after that. March the 9th, you no-showed for a drug screen. So the last 2 days before today, right? You didn't show up when you were supposed to show up. Do you want to have a hearing on those, or do you want to admit those?
I guess for Sunday, I don't know if you got the email I sent you from my house manager. I sent it to you yesterday.
That was the letter email given to you earlier today.
Yep.
It was closed and no one was at the place after, I guess, because it was Sunday, and the best way I knew how was to take a 24 panel test, which really tests for literally everything under the sky.
I am confident that on both of those days you did not use.
Never.
Okay, that's not my question.
I know.
That's not my issue.
I know.
Okay. My issue is I've told you very carefully and very clearly that you have to do the requirements of the program. And one of the requirements of the program is that you have to show up and call in when you're supposed to call in.
And I was advised last week about the phone call that I may experience issues with a new phone. Because participant Terry had the same issue. He had to buy a burner phone to make the calls and stuff because look, it went, they're all set every day. It went off at 4, didn't go off at 7:55. You know, I don't have an answer for that, you know, but I know if it went off, I'd be up, you know. I just know.
Okay, so my question to you is, do you want to have a hearing on these two new sanctions,
I
March
will.
8th and March 9th, or do you want to admit that
I'll
you-
admit to him.
He doesn't want to do either, Judge. He just wants to continuously argue without ever coming to a solution. That's where he's at in life right now.
You understand that at the hearing, you'd have the right to have the probation department prove that. You wouldn't have to prove anything. You'd have the right to see, hear, and question all the witnesses against you. You'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. You'd have the right to present your own witnesses and get a subpoena from the court requiring your witnesses to appear and testify. You could testify or you could remain silent. You understand all those things, right?
Yes, sir.
You still wish to admit to both of those violations?
Yes, sir.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Right. The allegation on March the 8th is that you were a no-show for a scheduled drug screen at Great Lakes Screening. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
The allegation on the next one is March 9th, you were a no-show for a scheduled drug screening at Great Lakes Screening. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other information that by way of explanation that you want to give me as to those two violations?
I think it's pretty clear what I talked about.
I reckon that, but I want to give you a chance to give me any other information that you want.
I'm okay.
All right. What do you think we should do about these two new violations?
It's what I don't know, and that's the fear that hangs. I don't know what to do. I know that for months since I've been in here, I've been just going every day. Ripped open my skin graft on my leg. I couldn't even go to work camp. Which brought back a lot of other things, but I don't know what to do. That's why I'm should I check out? Like I don't know.
Checking out's not an option.
I'll take whatever.
Another veiled threat of self-deletion. I think the judge needs to take it seriously. If he's continuously using that, he's either serious about doing it or he's using it as a manipulation tactic. Take him serious, Judge. Have a 72-hour hold put on him. Have them adjust all of his meds.
I know it's been stacking up, so
Yeah, if we were here and this were your first offense, or even second or third offense, I would say to you, I think you're making great progress. I think you're self-sabotaging yourself. And I think this is your unconscious way of attempting to deal with the rough seas that you think that you're in. You only can see the waves in front of you. You can't see the shore. So you make life difficult or see it as difficult. And this is the response that you get. Unfortunately for you today, we're way beyond me giving you as much grace as I would like to give you. To be fair to everybody here, I have to hold you accountable. This is not me being angry with you. This is not me saying that you can't do this. This is not me saying that you should give up. This is me simply being fair to everybody in here. When there are repeated violations, there has to be a person held accountable for that. That means that there has to be a graduated penalty. I've done the beginning steps, I've done the middle steps with you, and now it comes to the point where I have to do the end steps with you. But I want you to hear me very carefully. This is not me giving up on you. This is not me saying that you should check out. This is not me saying that you can't do this. This is me saying that it's hard for you. And I recognize that. And this is me saying I see the effort that you have put into this. But I still have to take a sanction when there's a sanction. This is not me raining on your parade. This is simply me being fair to everybody and to you. When you know this as a football player, when you repeatedly do something that the coach tells you not to, on occasion, you're taken out of the game for a play or two so that you can think about what it is that the coach tells you to do.
I don't think I could do it possibly any more thinking than I have every day, Your Honor.
Good.
Like me going to sit, that's part of my mental health fears and what's happened, early on in the program or through the court cases of, I've been incarcerated before. It's very hard for me in there. One with my leg, but two, like just mentally, I've gone through some very, very dark thoughts when I've been in there that have impacted me for many years. And me going to sit, really, honestly, I know it's what you think is fair, but it's not helping me. It's gonna have a lot of responsibilities that, it's a very dark place.
It is. I'm not minimizing anything that you just said.
More excuses, more blaming. This guy, I don't even know what to say about him. Ava, no, you already knocked that garbage can over. You don't. Sorry.
I heard exactly what you said. Okay. My job as a judge is to balance your needs with the needs of everything else. If I am not willing to put one participant in jail because of their specific needs, then how do I say that to everybody else that you potentially could go to jail?
With all due respect, I'm not sitting here just, I'm here sitting here fearful, I'm not just saying like, oh, this is going to be cakewalk. I might as well go take a nap. It's not who I am.
I hear you.
I have a lot of things that I do each day, and it takes me away from the support that I have. It puts, definitely walls away from me having what I need each day to continue.
Hear this. You are stronger. You are stronger. I'm not asking you to do anything that you can't do. if you want to go in there and dwell on the blackness of it like you have in the past, then you're not learning what I'm asking you to learn. If you see this as an opportunity to show your strength and to grow from it and to see the blue sky through the dark clouds, okay? That's what I'm asking you to do.
I know.
Let me finish. I'm asking you to go into a place that in the past has caused you blackness. I'm asking you to go into a place that I know is hard for you and to practice what you've been learning. To practice in that black place, not seeing the black, not giving in to the black. The only way you get through that is by fighting it and continuing to fight it. If I let you stay out in the sunshine, you don't learn how to get rid of the black on your own. You're dependent on the sky changing for you instead of you learning how to deal with how the sky changes. You understand that analogy?
Yes, I do. But can I say one thing?
Yes, you may.
If this is the point that we have come to, I just want you to just give me immediate dismissal.
Not gonna do it.
I really would like it. If I have to go to circuit court and get resubmitted up on my charges and they set me for 3-4 months, I'll go in for that. If this is where we are at in the program, I'm not doing this for another year. I cannot be at this point looking at this wall here for every time that there is something that comes up that this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm facing. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm facing. I just want to get it done with and move on and felony probation.
You can make whatever request you want. That's not happening today. If you want to do a motion, you can do a motion. You can talk to Mr. Dick. You can get in your own attorney. You can do whatever you want to do in the future. But for today, that's not going to happen.
He doesn't want to do a motion. He wants to do emotion. Very emotional man at this point.
I'm not going to give up on you. I'm not going to make it easy for you. I'm going to ask you to learn what I want you to learn.
This is not the game I want to play.
When do you want to report to the jail? You report there for 6 days. You need some time to get your affairs in order?
Yes, I need to call my boss. I need to get my medications and stuff.
Yep. So today is the 10th. Can you report there on the 13th, 3 days? That's Friday.
Yes, Your Honor.
Friday at 6 p.m. to do 6 days in jail. That's all. Thank you.
Donna Hansel,
Go ahead, Ms. Hansel.
children.
David Delaney, counsel for Tessa Patsy.
All right, Mr. Delaney, I don't see your client present. Do you know if she's planning on attending today?
I do not. I have made several phone calls to her number, and it goes to voicemail, and it says the voicemail is full. Historically, until recently, I've had regular contact with her. I think she's having parenting time. So if the department has any updates, I would appreciate that, if any.
She was made aware of the hearing, but it was not anticipated that she would show. It was also confirmed that she was aware of the last hearing and chose not to make an appearance.
All right. Is there a different number by which Mr. Delaney can get a hold of her at?
There is not. That is the correct. I believe he has the correct number.
Correct. It's the last 4 digits are the 2783.
Hold on one moment. Sorry, I'm trying to verify that for you. Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you for the update on as to that information. We will proceed today, but she's been given proper notice. It does appear that she has, and she's been made aware of today's hearing and has chosen not to appear. Today is the date and time set for a pretrial on these matters. Petition has previously been authorized. Counsel, where are we headed with this? Towards a plea or towards trial?
Your Honor, I believe we are going to have a plea today. I did receive the amended, just what we were waiting on. Mr. Sommerfeld did send me some information yesterday afternoon. If he could just go through the specific paragraphs, I believe they're going to be identification as well as the amended paragraph, which is essentially the domestic violence for which he is currently sitting right now.
Mr. Sommerfeld? Are there specific paragraphs in the amended petition that you wish to use to take the plea? Mr. Sommerfeld looks like he's frozen at the moment.
I can go check on him real quick. I'm just a couple doors away.
Thank you.
Maybe I should just sit with you. Is yours working good?
Mine's working, yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you now, Mr. Sommerfeld.
Judge, my internet connection is okay. Maybe it's better now. Judge, I did speak with Mr. Brown last night. He reached out to me. I didn't have the petition with me at that time. I gave him some kind of general allegations. I have looked at it today. Maybe a little more time with Mr. Brown and I think we're going to have a plea because it involves a guilty plea where the child was the victim, which is basically what the petition alleges. The petition is broken into several parts of the children's witness statements. And I think maybe that's something that Mr. Brown and I could speak a little further, get some clarification. However, I don't know if that here is Mr. Patton. I was told that he was going back to prison. I don't know if that adds an issue here.
Well, Mr. Brown, if we're not able to take a plea today, do you know what's going to happen with your client in the near future as far as his physical location? Or maybe I can ask Mr. Patton if that's okay with you, Mr. Brown.
That is fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Patton, can you update me as to what your status is going to be in the near future?
Just going back for a class.
Where are you going to be physically located at in the next 30 days?
I don't know yet. Don't know yet.
Is it
But
going to
this
be
shouldn't
within
be
the?
prolonged. It is. I'm not understanding. This ain't that hard.
Oh.
I don't understand.
I'll address
Where we
that
at.
just to.
Get this through.
Okay, Mr. Patton, I'll address that in just a minute. My question is, are you going to be in the county jail? Are you going to be released
No,
from the jail? Or
I'm going back to prison. I'm going back to prison for a class.
All right. I didn't understand what a class was, so that's why my question.
All
right. So the next question is whether or not your lawyer and the lawyer from DHHS have the specific factual basis put in place for you to enter a plea. The court needs to be aware of what it is, and it doesn't sound like the two of them have gotten their heads put together so that they have the exact language to be used. And then your lawyer is going to want to go over that with you so that you are sure that that's what you want to admit to. So that's what the delay is. Do you have any questions about
admitted
that?
to what I've done. All right.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
I've admitted to what I've done. I don't understand like why. All right.
There hasn't been what's called a formal plea done yet in this court. You admitted to it in a different court, but this is a different court. It involves your children. So there has to be a plea in this court as well, if that's what you want to do. So
Yes.
the law is slightly different than in the criminal case, and the disposition could be slightly different than in the criminal case. So that's what the delay is. Mr. Brown and Mr. Sommerfeld, how long are you going to need to be able to get the paperwork together and agree on specific language?
Well, Your Honor, that is going to depend upon what the
Judge,
department is going to require. I mean, he will obviously admit to the amended allegations as well as any identification as far as being the legal father.
Mr. Sommerfeld, do we have in the amended petition?
Larry, my question was, would he be able to give any of the,
Go ahead, Mr. Sommerfeld.
Judge, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go sit with Ms. Sullivan. I'm not hearing all of this, so.
Go ahead. Feel free to
I'm gonna have to
change.
sign off and go see her. She's just down the
Okay.
hall.
Yep. All right. Good morning again, Mr. Sommerfeld. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me better now, Judge?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't hearing everything at times. I think Mr. Brown and I are really close here. We just filed this new amended petition yesterday, and I would think maybe just one more week we would be able to figure it out.
I don't see anything in the new petition in regards to Mr. Patton's recent criminal court conviction. And I think that would be an important piece of this, if I am permitted to say.
Your Honor.
So, but yeah, go ahead.
What I'm looking at is on page 9. It is not a numbered paragraph. It just says amended allegations, and then it's a single paragraph relating to his current incarceration.
All right, I do see that now. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Yeah.
It is much easier for the court and for keeping posterity and recording this if there are specific paragraphs that the parties agree to, and that we can put that on the record. And it doesn't sound like we're going to be able to do that today. I am here through this week, but I'm gone the next 2 weeks following that. So the earliest that I would be back would be on a Tuesday, would be March 31st. And I'm going to bet that that day is probably already booked up. You have any idea when my next available date would be?
Judge, I think Mr. Brown and I could work something out by Thursday. I have some court tomorrow in Crawford County. I don't know what his schedule is like.
Yeah, I could be available tomorrow.
Mr. Patton, do you know when you're scheduled to leave for the Department of Corrections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'd like to take advantage of the time that we have here. So I'd like Mr. Brown to be able to meet with you here. It's the easiest way to do it so that you can understand what it is that they've attempted to put together as far as a plea agreement.
Judge, if I may suggest this, we have a termination this afternoon, Mr. Brown. I think he's going to be there. He is the mother's attorney, and I know we have 2 hours scheduled. I don't think it's going to take 2 hours, and I think we could probably, since we're both in the same room together, we would have something we could bring Mr. Patton back this afternoon, and then we can get the job done.
I'm all for that, Mr. Brown.
Yes, I believe we're extremely close. We were just waiting on the amended petition for that specific paragraph incorporating the most recent plea in the criminal case. So yeah, I believe we can do that, Your Honor.
All right, let's try to do that. Mr. Patton, Mr. Brown will come try to talk to you later this afternoon, and then we'll have another Zoom hearing later this afternoon to try to resolve this so that you can get it done and taken care of today. Mr. Delaney, your client's not available. If you wish to be a part of that, that's fine. We'll bring you in, but if you don't, that's fine as well. I know that's kind of off your schedule. Ms. Hansel, are you available this afternoon or not?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
All right, we will try to do this either between or at the end of the docket for this afternoon. So for today's purposes, we'll be in a recess and we'll pick up again this afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Michigan versus Joanne Baumgartner, file 25-44031-SM.
This hearing is from December 22nd of 2025. So we're going to see this hearing, and then we go into the one that was just the other day. And like I said, you won't recognize her face, but you certainly will recognize her story.
I do see Ms. Baumgartner is with us. Mr. Brown, do we have a resolution of this matter? I think we pled back in November, right?
Yeah, this is a sentencing, Judge.
All right. Mr. Fortier, do we have any victim that needs to make a statement today?
I believe so, Your Honor. It should be Miss Kendall Erland.
All right, I do see Ms. Kendall. I can't see the last name. Would you pronounce your last name for me, please?
Irland.
All right, now I can read it. Thank you. Ms. Ireland, is there anything that you want me to be aware of or any recommendations that you have for sentencing today?
Yeah, so I know that originally she had stated that we're not related, but she didn't know me, but we actually know each other, ex-husband's family, so it hit a little bit more personal that she was taking things. She took things of monetary value and sentimental value. With letters that she had taken from me, I can't replace back as those family members. So it was rough, as well as I was dealing with her taking my mail while I was pregnant on top of it. I had to move out of the vicinity because it wouldn't stop happening no matter how many times I had asked her not to.
How often would you see Ms. Baumgartner in the course of just your normal living in the same area with her?
How often would I see her?
Yeah, was that a daily occurrence? Was
Probably
it
a
every
couple
once in a
times a week.
All right. Other than
It
this,
was, I lived right by the mailboxes.
all right. Other than the mail issue, did you have regular contact with her in any other context? Did you work with her?
Ex-husband's food shows.
I'm sorry, would you repeat that, please?
Outside of family gatherings, no, I didn't work with her.
All right. Do you currently have any contact with her?
I don't go to the family events anymore, so no.
All right. Is there
I
anything
do
else?
occasionally have to be office though.
All right. Is there any reason that you can think of that you would have contact with her in the future?
She lives in the area where the landlord's office is, so there's a potential for her to try and interact with me if I go pay my rent.
All right. Would you prefer that I say that there's to be no contact between the two of you?
Yes, please.
Is there any other recommendation that you would make for the sentence in this case?
Hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you. Yes, I think we lost you there for a minute. Any other recommendations that you have?
Are you able to ask her to delete any photos that she has of me or phone?
Yes and no. I don't know that I can enforce that if I were to do it. The allegation is that she stole your mail, not that she invaded your privacy otherwise. Is there something specific that you are worried about?
I did that. Was that for yes and no?
I'm having a real hard time hearing what you're saying, Ms. Ireland. Could you repeat
Are
that,
you able to
please?
hear me now?
I can right now.
Okay, so it kind of cut out after you said yes and no.
I said yes and no, meaning it would be very difficult for me to enforce something like you have to delete all pictures on your phone, because she could put them in another device if she wanted to, and I wouldn't be able to know those kinds of things. So is there something specific that you're worried about?
I just don't want her taking pictures of me and the kids anymore. She has quite a few of them already.
All right, well, I can order no contact so that if she appears anywhere that you are at and doesn't immediately leave or tries to take pictures of you and the kids, that would be a violation of her probation. So going forward, I can certainly do that. Are there any other concerns that you have?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Mr. Fortier, any allocution that you have at this time?
So Judge, this was mail theft. The criminal history appears that there's a couple things on there. So I would just ask the court to use its reasoned judgment to fashion an appropriate sentence, given what the victims stated, based on the factual circumstances and the defendant's age.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brown, your allocution, please.
Hi, Your Honor, I really don't know what the issue was as far as taking mail. I don't know if there's any mental health issues or underlying things going on there. However, the physical issues are pretty severe. That is mainly what she has spoken to me about, were some of the physical issues that she's had. I believe I did send a letter that she had sent to me to the courts, that she has some arthritis, fibromyalgia, requires certain assistance. So I would ask the court to take that into consideration when fashioning the sentence as well.
All right, Ms. Baumgartner, you have the right to address me prior to my decision on sentence. What would you like me to know?
Yeah, excuse me, Your Honor. Yes, I'm seeking counseling. I do that twice a month. And I'm taking medications for anxiety and depression, because that's a must. And then I have other medications I'm taking as well, because I have to take it for my fibromyalgia, my osteostenosis of the spine, and I have neuropathy. I have a walker and a wheelchair.
Which you had all of those things prior to stealing people's mail. You steal, you go to jail. That's how that works. The multitude of medical conditions that you have should have been your reason for not breaking the law.
Or excuse me, a walking stick and a rollator walker that I have to use on a daily basis. And it is tough, really tough for me to get around. So, and then my, excuse me, I'm sorry. And then my mother has Alzheimer's dementia, and she has to have 24-hour care, and a family member is with her daily. But then when that person has to work, then I've got to be there to help take care of her, because she doesn't, we don't have the funds to afford to put her in a home. So so when the other party is working, that I'm there with her to help her with different things. Not anything strenuous. It's just like helping her do different things and so on. But she doesn't comprehend things like what she should, and we try to help her as much as possible. So that's where I'm standing at, and I'm asking if you'd be so kind, if you can just put me on probation and not incarcerate me, because right now I need to be here on the outside with the family to help out with the needs, and especially with my medications and with the counseling, because I feel that's in my best interest right now, because I don't want something to happen down the road, which I know it won't, but I'm just saying that this is in my best interest. So if you would kindly take all this into consideration, I'd greatly appreciate it, Your Honor.
With all of
Your
those,
Your Honor, may I say one last thing before you sentence her?
yes, ma'am.
I actually know Joanne's mother personally, and she actually does have a 24/7 caregiver there. She does not help. I've been at the house multiple.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Yep.
if there's any questions on that, I have a family member that you can call. I can give you the phone number. You can talk to the other family member, because
Just the one family member, though. Don't ask any of the other 350, because they'll tell you a different story.
she can update you on this, that I do stay with my mother. And when the other family members at work, yes, I am there with her. So therefore, yes, I am. And if you want me to give you my she's my one of my
We're fine, Ms. Baumgartner.
okay, I just wanted to let you know this. So if there's any questions, because I'm not lying to you, Your Honor, and I know better than to do that. So just let me know.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. Here's what my question is. It's not whether or not you're helping your mom. It's if you're helping your mom and if you have all of these physical limitations, why are you taking other people's mail?
You know what, excuse me, Your Honor. I can't really answer that, because I don't know what I don't even recall, even if I did do it, I don't even recall doing it. So because I'm being tested right now for dementia as well, and I'm waiting for the test results to come back, because they've that I had to go to I had to go out of town for that, and I've got
Confirmed. You don't gotta wait for the test. Confirmed.
a lot of medical issue or appointments that are coming up right now, because I see the doctor at least twice a month that I have to go in for. So this is where I'm standing at right now, Your Honor. I don't do strenuous work with her. I just try to help her, like if she's wanting to do like a toast or something like that, or something very, very simple is what I help her. I try to help her understand things and so on. So that's what I'm looking at, Your Honor. So I'd greatly appreciate if I was only on probation, that would be swell.
Ms. Baumgartner, you don't strike me as a person that has dementia at the moment.
Well,
You're able, hang on, whoa.
Oh,
I didn't
sorry.
ask you a question.
Okay,
This is my
sorry.
time to talk. You're very fixated at the moment on keeping yourself out of trouble. You're able to tell me what it is that you do and who you do it with and what you do for her. And then you want to tell me that you don't even remember stealing the mail when on November the 21st, you gave me a guilty plea to doing exactly that.
Is there any way that I could?
I don't, no, I didn't ask you a question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is my time to talk. What
Okay,
I
I'm
get
sorry.
the sense from you is that you want very much to not be in trouble. And what I get the sense is that you're lying to me. I do believe that you stay with your mother. I don't believe you give her a whole lot of help. I do believe that you stole mail from this victim. And I do believe that you're trying to get out of trouble. You're old enough to know better. I don't know what your issue is or what your problem is, but stop your lying to me. You're going to be on probation. If this is how you're going to act on probation, you're going to get yourself in a whole lot more trouble. I'm not putting you in jail today, but you're working your way there very quickly, doing it this way. Don't make me put an old lady in jail simply because you got an attitude problem. Have I made myself clear?
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize. I'm sorry.
It would be nice if you had said, I'm sorry to the victim, but I didn't hear that once until I came on like a load of bricks.
I apologize to the victim. I'm very sorry. It will not happen again. I'm staying to myself and doing as I have to and going from there. So I'm truly, truly sorry for what happened. I'm very sorry.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's a whole lot better. If you'd have led with that, instead of trying to get out of trouble, things would have gone a whole lot easier for you. Honesty is always the best policy, and being humble and saying, I agree, I did some wrong, is always the best way to approach things. Everybody gets to make mistakes. I have a problem when people want to double down on their making a mistake and not call it a mistake and say, I didn't do it. That's a bad thing. All right.
Yes,
You're going to be on probation for 6 months. So we're going to watch you and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing for that period of time. There's a $180 probation oversight fee for that. There's a $75 crime victim fee and a $50 justice assessment fee that are mandatory and required and will use in this case. Court costs of $200, a fine of $100, and a local assessment of $15. Let me add that up for you. It's a total of $620. You can pay that over the course of probation. If you need to, you may perform community service in lieu of some of those fines and costs at the discretion of the probation office.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a Merry Christmas.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You must enroll in and successfully complete treatment and educational programs. I want you to have a community mental health or similar, if you want to do your own private mental health assessment, and follow all recommendations. That means if you're going to a counselor already, that's great, but I need a new assessment so that we know what you're supposed to be working on. You've already said that you have anxiety and depression. So I want to have recommendations for what you need to go through for that. While you're on probation, there's no consumption or possession of alcohol or drugs except as prescribed. No entrance into a business where alcohol is served by the glass. That means no bars. Even though they happen to serve food, you can go into a restaurant that happens to serve alcohol. And there's drug and alcohol testing at probation's discretion. You may not associate with Kendall Ireland or her family. That means no contact. If you see them, you are required to go away, move away, stay away. They are not required to do anything. And I know that physical labor is difficult for you, but I still want you to perform 10 hours of community service work. You can go to the animal shelter and help them, or other public service agency or service groups in the community. You can work with your probation officer to accomplish that. Do you have any questions about the order of the court?
Out. No, sir. can I add something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm taking, for my, it's a prescribed medication, for my anxiety and depression. I've got two different medications that I'm taking.
As long as those are prescribed medications, you're allowed to take them.
Yes, sir. Because I've already
All right.
sent, I sent a picture, or I sent a copy of this stuff to my attorney, so he knows, that it's a prescribed medication.
All right, I'm going to add one thing. I want a letter of apology to the victim, to be sent to the victim advocate at the prosecuting attorney's office within
Judge, it
14
would probably
days.
be easier if she provides that to the probation department and they forward it on to us.
Okay, so I'm
All right, so you can let
just
a
so
letter of apology to the victim to be sent to the probation office within 14 days. And they'll forward it on to the prosecutor's office, who'll get it to the victim. Do
okay.
you have any additional questions, Ms. Baumgartner?
Yes, one more question.
All right.
How soon do I have to, excuse me, how soon do I have to report into the, for probation?
You can call them tomorrow. Do you have a number that you can write their number down with? Or something to write down with?
Yep, just 1 second. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
731-0215.
731-2215?
0215.
Okay, 0215. Okay, I got it, and I will call them, in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank
That's all
you.
for today.
Thank you, Your Honor, and
Good luck.
Merry Christmas.
You too.
Bye-bye.
We're right on time. Court will call the matter of the state of Michigan versus Joanne Baumgartner, file 26-44422-FY, scheduled for an arraignment. And we are also here on the matter of the state of Michigan versus Joanne Baumgartner, file 25-44031-SM, scheduled for a probation violation review. Ms. Baumgartner, I'm Judge Hesselink. I'm coming to you from the 87A District Court. You're here for an arraignment on two cases. First is the new felony matter. There are two charges against you in that matter, and it reads as follows. It says that on or about March 10th of 2026 in the city of Gaylord in Otsego County, that in count one, you did commit the offense of mail and mail depository protection act theft, in that you did take, hold, conceal, or destroy mail addressed to another person, that is Richard Allen Maddox, with the intent to deprive the person to whom the mail was addressed of the mail. That would normally be a misdemeanor with a 1 year and or a $500 fine. However, the prosecutor has charged you with having two separate subsequent offense notices. The first is under that mail statute, which says that you were previously convicted of violating the mail theft statute on or about December the 20th of 2025 in the 87A District Court for Otsego County. And therefore, under that enhancement, it would be a felony offense up to 5 years and or $1,000 fine. However, the prosecutor has also filed a habitual offender fourth offense notice, which reads as follows. It says that you did make or were previously convicted of 3 or more felonies or attempt to commit felonies in that on or about January the 24th of 1994, you were previously convicted of the offense of assault with a dangerous weapon in the 46th Circuit Court for Otsego County in the state of Michigan, and that on or about December 20th of 2019, you were convicted of the offense of obstruction of justice in the 46th Circuit Court for Crawford County in the state of Michigan, and on or about December 20th of 2019, you were convicted of the offense of identity theft in the 46th Circuit Court for Crawford County, and therefore you are subject to a penalty of up to life imprisonment. Do you understand the name of count one?
Whoa, identity theft. Maybe that's why she wanted other people's mail.
Ms. Baumgartner, do you understand the name of count one to be mail theft?
I'm having a problem understanding this stuff.
The name of the count one that's made against you, that name is mail theft. Do you understand that?
Okay.
The maximum possible penalty, because you have a number of prior convictions, is up to life imprisonment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. Count 2 is a count similar to count 1 in that the name of it is mail theft. And it reads as follows. It says that on or about March the 10th of 2026 in the city of Gaylord, Otsego County, that you did take, hold, conceal, or destroy mail addressed to another person. And then there's a long list of persons. So I'm going to read all of their names. Randall Beauregard, Christopher Rickman, Myron Harris, Tina Patel, Ryan Bethel, Vaden Sands, Ajani Edmondson, Caesar Bernal, Kaylee Ferris, Valentina Sierra, Amanda DeSnyder, Jess Vega, Brian Price, Victoria Dort, Ned Gill, John Hasbany, Therese Kablinski, Randall Banks, Richard Meserve, Ronald Forward, Carl Laffler, Destiny Duncombe, Antonis Forbes, Chester Makoviak, James Masher, Michael Aversane, and Scott Sutton. So the charge is that you did take, hold, conceal, or destroy mail addressed to all of that list of persons with the intent to deprive the persons to whom the mail was addressed of that mail. That would normally be a misdemeanor offense, as I explained in count 1, but there are two subsequent offense notices, which are exactly the same as in count 1, so that the effect is that you were previously convicted of 3 prior felony convictions that I previously read to you, so that the maximum penalty for count 2 is now life imprisonment. Do you understand that count 2 has a name called mail theft?
Yeah, I guess.
And do you understand that the maximum possible penalty because of the second or subsequent offense and habitual offender notices is that you are subject to a penalty of up to life imprisonment?
No.
What don't you understand about that? You've been convicted of prior offenses of mail theft and also prior felony offenses. And because of that, the statute allows you to be sentenced up to life imprisonment. Do you understand that?
I'm having a problem concepting this.
The concept is that you could go to prison for the rest of your life.
No, I don't want that.
I didn't ask if you wanted it. I just asked if you understand that you could be going to prison for the rest of your life.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Right now, you have certain rights as to both of those charges, and that includes the right to plead guilty, not guilty, or to stand mute, the right to be represented by an attorney, and the right to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury. We'll talk about your right to an attorney in just a minute. Your trial rights include the right to see, hear, and question all the witnesses against you, the right to present your own witnesses and evidence and get a subpoena from the court to require your witnesses to appear and testify. At a trial, you could also testify or you could remain silent. And if you chose to remain silent, that silence could not be used against you. At a trial, you'd be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And that burden of proof would remain with the prosecutor's office at all times. Finally, at a trial, you'd have the right to automatically appeal any error. However, if you enter a plea in the future, you'd be limited to asking the court for permission to appeal, and that might not be granted. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of those rights?
No.
Mr. Brown, have you had a chance to speak to Ms. Baumgartner about her right to an attorney?
I have, Your Honor. She would qualify. I did represent her on the previous matter, and while I have not received the appointment yet, I was notified I am going to be appointed.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Baumgartner, until you've had a chance to speak with your court-appointed attorney, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf in order to protect your rights. I'm also going to set a couple of quick court dates to protect your rights. The first is called a probable cause conference. That's a chance for your lawyer and the prosecutor to meet, discuss the case, and try to resolve it quickly. That'll happen within the next 7 days. I'm also going to set a preliminary examination within the next 21 days. That's a short hearing in district court in front of me as the judge, where the prosecutor has to prove a small amount of evidence called probable cause that you have committed the crimes that you've been charged with. That is not a determination of guilt or innocence. It's simply a check to see if there is sufficient evidence to proceed with the case. Do you have any questions about those two proceedings that I just talked about?
No, but I do have a question.
What is your question?
Can I get out on bond?
That's what we're going to talk about next.
Okay, thank you.
So what I'm going to do with that question is I'm going to give both of the attorneys a chance to tell me what they think I should do. And then I'm going to give you a chance to tell me what you think I should do about bond. Go ahead, Ms. Brucker.
Your Honor, what brought this to the attention of law enforcement was a neighbor of defendants had noticed some of his mail had gone missing. He set up a video and he captured her on video taking mail from his mailbox because she had previously done that as well. In the course of the investigation, law enforcement officers located around 27 or 28 pieces of mail in her possession that belonged to other people as well. As the court knows, she is currently on probation for the same offense from August of 2025. What elevates this crime a little bit is her criminal history, which includes things like identity theft from 2019, resisting and obstructing, obstruction of justice, 2020 false report of a felony, 2019 attempted larceny, and of course, that mail theft from last summer as well. I would request, as far as terms of bond, that she not have any contact with Richard Maddox, that she not possess any firearms, that she report to community corrections, that she not leave the state without permission and attend each and every court hearing and not commit any additional crimes. Because she is on bond, even though it's a misdemeanor bond, we would be requesting a little higher than we usually would. We'd be requesting $10,000 cash or surety. I'm sorry, I said bond, I meant probation.
Yep, thank you. One question, Ms. Brucker, there appears to be attached to the pretrial release potential order that I would sign on bond, a list of the same names that I read to her as being victims of count 2. Do you want to have that entire list entered as no contact?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brown, your thoughts on bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. The court is familiar with Ms. Baumgartner. I've represented her in the past. She is a local resident here. She does have ties to this community. She is disabled, currently receiving disability. To my knowledge, she generally shows up for court. I don't know if she's ever failed to appear. She has some civil cases in circuit court, to which I believe she has always appeared for those. She is going through some mental health issues. She went through some medications that she apparently has at the moment. I don't know how many she has, but it was a lot of medication she's on. And to be honest, I believe her mental health probably plays quite a large part in these allegations. With the court reading those myriad names, I don't know if the mail was allegedly opened or anything, but it is just one of those things. The benefit is really hard to see here. So I believe that there are a lot of underlying mental health issues that she is in need of help with. She is currently seeing a psychiatrist. I'm not sure when her next appointment is, but I would ask the court to take that into consideration when setting a bond, as well as, I guess I don't know, those are a lot of names listed. I don't know if she lives near these people, if this is an apartment building, a building complex where all these people are very closely situated. That may be an issue as well.
Ms. Baumgartner, you have the right to address me as to issues concerning bond. I would simply caution you not to make any statements about the facts of the underlying case, because we are recording this and it could be used against you later. But I'd be happy to hear anything that you have to say about bond type issues. Is there anything that you want to tell me now?
No, not other than the fact of what would I have to come up with to bond out?
That's what I'm going to think about and decide in just a minute. So do you have any comments that you want to tell me about, or anything else that you want to say?
No, I'm just trying to figure out, I know probably the dollar amount that I could pay, but I just need to know how much the bond would be, and then how much I would have to pay to get to bond out.
How much money do you think that you could pay to get out of jail?
I think I could probably pay right now, probably about $400. I have other bills that I got to pay yet. I got my auto insurance to pay, and then I have other obligations that I have to pay as well. So that would be my that would be what I could do. So if you could consider that, I would greatly appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much for that information. All right, the two issues that the court needs to address in dealing with bond, or the two major issues the court needs to address in dealing with bond, are the ability of the defendant to appear on time, and then the dangerousness or threat to the community that the defendant poses, safety of the community. As to whether or not Ms. Baumgartner will appear, she has appeared in the past in multiple criminal cases, multiple civil cases. However, there has been also issues with her appearance when she does appear, as she has been, by court order, excluded from the court premises and property due to inappropriate behavior to court staff. And that's an ongoing order that is, the court takes judicial notice of. In addition, this is alleged to be a second offense, very similar to an offense she's on probation for, was sentenced for in December of 2025 for the misdemeanor offense of mail theft, and is now barely 3 months into her probationary period on that offense. In addition, the likelihood of her appearance goes down with the severity of the offense. She's now charged with not only a felony offense, but 2 felony offenses, both of which are, because of this habitual offender statute, now potential life felony offenses. The court takes judicial notice that life is not likely to occur, but there is likelihood to be quite a bit of jail time, if not some prison time, as a result of this conviction, if she were to be convicted. For all those reasons, the court is going to set bond at $10,000, cash surety, or 10%. That means, Ms. Baumgartner, that you will have to post $1,000 in order to be released from the jail. If you are released from the jail by posting that amount, there are conditions that you would have to follow. Those include personally appearing for any scheduled court date, abiding by any judgment of the court, not leaving the state of Michigan without the permission of the court, not committing any crime while on release, immediately notifying the court in writing of any change of address or telephone number. There is to be no use of alcohol or illegal controlled substances while on bond. You must participate in a substance abuse testing or monitoring program. That would be through Community Corrections, which is the agency that the court uses to monitor people that are on bond. You must also participate in a specified treatment program for any mental condition. That would include a community mental health assessment and treatment, and follow all recommendations. You may not purchase or possess a firearm or other dangerous weapon. May not have any contact with, direct or indirect, with the following persons, and that's the list of people that I read to you contained in count 1 and count 2 of the complaint. And there's also an attached list, which I will require to be given to Ms. Baumgartner so that she's aware of who those people are. She may not have any direct or indirect contact. That means no personal contact, no contact through third persons, no contact by phone, by computer, on the internet, through social media. No contact simply means no contact. If there is some brief contact in public, in a public place, you are simply to go the other way. As soon as you see them, as soon as you recognize that person as a person that you cannot have contact with, you must break off and go the opposite direction. If you live in the same building as, that means you may not speak to them, you may not go to their house, you may not do anything as an assertion or a statement or an action towards them, but you may simply go to your room or your apartment and leave or go back into your apartment as soon as you see somebody else that you know that you're not supposed to have contact with. Once you are leave the jail, you're also within 24 hours contact Community Corrections, and the phone number for that will be given to you by the jail. Do you have any questions about anything, Ms. Baumgartner?
No, I don't have any questions. I won't be able to pay the bond until the 3rd, so that's where I'm at this time.
All right.
Now, how would I How would I go about doing this? Would I have to have somebody to go to my banking institution and get the money and bring it in, or how does that work?
That's up for you to make those arrangements. The court can't do that for you. I would note for the jail's purposes, you probably have already done this, but I have a note from my staff that fingerprints need to be taken on this matter as well.
I believe they've been done, Your Honor, but I'll look into it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll now turn our attention to the probation violation matter.
You want to address the 21-day rule since you're gone the next 2 weeks?
Well, I'm gone for 2, but I'm not gone for 3.
Well, 21 days would be
From today would
a
be,
Wednesday. It's like, I don't see anything scheduled on April 1st.
let's set it then. Because I don't want to confuse her with 21-day rule at this point without having to talk to a lawyer.
Do you want me to set the felony status review for the 21st then as your first hearing, or?
I'm back on the 30th, that Monday. What's that look like?
Pretty full afternoon,
Morning?
nothing in the morning.
Set it in the morning. Mr. Brown, what we're trying to do is make sure that we're not in violation of the 21-day rule for the prelim. So I'm setting that for the Wednesday of the week that I get back. That'd be April the 1st. And there'll be a felony status review on the Monday morning following that, or preceding that, which would be March the 30th. Just if you are appointed as the attorney, just for your consideration.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right. Now we'll turn our attention to the probation violation matter. Ms. Baumgartner, this is file 25-44031-SM. You're on probation in this matter for a mail theft charge. You were sentenced on December the 22nd. The allegation is that you're charged now with new criminal offenses, which I've just read to you. 2 counts of mail theft, and that the recommendation is that you serve 93 days in jail and that you be discharged from probation with fines and costs preserved. On a probation violation, you have the right to have a hearing. That would be in front of a judge. That would not be in front of a jury. You have the right to see, hear, and question the witnesses against you. You have the right to present your own witnesses and evidence and get a subpoena from the court to require those witnesses to appear and testify. You'd have the right to testify yourself or to be testify yourself or to remain silent, and that silence could not be used against you. The burden of proof by a preponderance of the evidence, and that would be remain with the probation department at all times, and you'd have the right to automatically appeal if you had any error in that case. Do you understand the rights that I've just given to you?
I'm trying to grasp the concept of this. I'm having a hard time trying to understand it.
The concept is you're on probation for mail theft.
She's still concepting, Your Honor.
You were court ordered to do certain things. One of those things was to not commit any new crimes. So now you're charged with, as a probation violation, having committed new crimes while you're on probation. If that's true, and if it's proven at a court hearing, you could have some additional penalties based on your probation. In other words, I could put you in jail or fine you or require community service work. The recommendation is that I put you in jail for 93 days and discharge you from probation with preserving the fines and costs. So do you understand the probation violation that's been made against you? That is new criminal charges?
I think so.
Do you understand what the recommended penalty is? Up to 93 days in jail?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf because I believe it would be appropriate for you to speak with your attorney. That'll likely be Mr. Brown, and maybe he can attempt to resolve both of these cases at the same time, or at least work an agreement out. But we'll want to give him the opportunity to do that. Because you qualified for court-appointed counsel in the last case, I'll find that you qualify for court-appointed counsel in this case, and we'll allow that time for that to occur. We'll hear this again. on that same April 2nd date. Afternoon on April 2nd.
Yes.
Sounds like a good day to me.
So we'll set it with the felony case for April 2nd at 1:30 PM. All right, do you have any questions about that, Ms. Baumgartner?
No, I just want to talk to my attorney, which I will be soon, so.
Yes, he'll make arrangements to meet with you as soon as he possibly can. Anything else, Mr. Brown?
Just one thing, Your Honor. Is there going to be a bond set on the probation case file? I would, because of the previous matter and a relatively high bond, I would ask the court, just for purposes of credit, to set a nominal bond in this particular case.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. So I'll set a cash surety 10% bond of $1,000, which means that she would have to post $100. So on this probation violation, Ms. Baumgartner, there's a bond that you'd have to post of $100, which would be in addition to the amount of bond in the felony case. What that does is that assures that you get credit for any time that you're currently sitting in the jail against any potential jail time. So it actually works to your benefit. All right, that's all for today then. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I'll pay the $100 bond then.
No, you're not
Talk to your
understanding, Ms.
talk to your
Baumgartner.
attorney first. The issue is if you're sitting in jail and you post bond, then you lose, or you wouldn't have credit for the time that you sit already. If you stay there now, you may get credit, but your attorney, Mr. Brown, will explain that to you in greater detail to help you understand it better. That's all for today. We're in recess.
Okay, so until April 2nd, but we have to go watch the previous clip, for one, to check if the name matches, and for two, because something happened again that you got to see this. I'm getting lost. Okay. Huh. You notice anything? Anything that might look a little similar, from the last time I streamed Ms. Baumgartner? This has happened one other time where I went back to see a previous court case and I was wearing the same shirt as the first time I ran it. And that shirt was one I almost never wore. This is the second time I wore this shirt, and it just so happens to be the shirt that I wore the day we heard her hearing first. Yeah. So I'm going to hit play.
All right, we are on the record in the matter of Joanne Lindstedt versus David Solden, file 19-33536-SC. This is set for a status conference this morning. Initially, we thought Ms. Lindstedt had failed to appear, but she is here now in courtroom with me. We are here today, Ms. Lindstedt, for a petition for order limiting communication and contact with the court and staff filed by the county administrator. Have you received a copy of that?
Yes, I don't have it with me, but yes, I did receive a copy of that.
I have an extra copy. Do you want to read that now? You want to review that now?
I'm sorry.
I have an extra copy with me. Would you like a chance to review that?
Yes, please. By the way, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Have you had an adequate opportunity to review that?
Yes.
All right. The court administrator is asking for an order which would prevent you from having contact, direct or indirect, with Ms. Good, to prohibit you from entering into the district court building or grounds unless ordered to appear by the court, and to limit your contact with the court to email, telephone, and Zoom appearances. Do you agree or disagree with that request?
I disagree.
Can you tell me why?
Well, for one thing, because because when I would come into talk with Miss Good at the window, I would talk to.
Did they ever say her name? Did Judge Hesselink say the name yet? Let's see. Sorry.
Initially, we thought Ms. Lindstedt had failed to appear, but she is here now in the courtroom with me. We are here today, Ms. Lindstedt, for a petition for order limiting communication and contact with the court and staff filed by the county administrator. Have you received a copy of that?
Yes, I don't have it with me, but yes, I did receive a copy of that.
I have an extra copy. Do you want to read that now? You want to review that now?
I'm sorry.
I have an extra copy with me. Would you like a chance to review that?
It's the same voice, the same, speed of talking and lack of comprehension. I'm thinking that it's something like her married name versus her maiden name. Possibly. I am confused because I've run this woman before. It is her. It's 100% her.
Please. By the way, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Have you had an adequate opportunity to review that?
Yes.
All right. The court administrator is asking for an order which would prevent you from having contact, direct or indirect, with Ms. Good, to prohibit you from entering into the district court building or grounds unless ordered to appear by the court, and to limit your contact with the court to email, telephone, and Zoom appearances. Do you agree or disagree with that request?
I disagree.
Can you tell me why?
Well, for one thing, because because when I would come into talk with Miss Good at the window, I would talk to her, and she had a listening ear, and she was very personable. She has personality. She's a people person, and she would listen to me anytime that I had something going on, that I would talk to her, and she was there for me. And I would give her, I had given her many compliments, and when I did, she would she said, "I thank you, I appreciate that." And I had given her many compliments, and so on. And she is like a sister to me. And
do you recognize that that level of personal relationship, it made Ms. Good feel that was inappropriate and too familiar? You understand what that term means?
I'm having a hard time trying to hear
Do you understand that Ms. Good was not happy with that level of contact from you?
No, I was not aware that she was not happy about that level of contact.
Do you understand that Ms. Payne was the one who then became the person who had contact with you because Ms. Good thought that you were becoming too familiar? You were complimenting, even to the extent of complimenting her eyes, saying she had nice looking brown eyes, and calling her sweetheart. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that that's inappropriate in a professional relationship. She's not your friend. She's not your comforter. She's not your colleague.
She doesn't get paid enough to be your emotional support cashier. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I don't think I have ever met someone in a desk clerk position that I have latched onto so emotionally hard as this woman. Kind of creepy. She's like a sister to me. Oh, no, 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 she's not. She's like a clerk of the court to you.
She is a person who works for the court, and she cannot have a personal relationship with you, and she's not asked to have a personal relationship with you.
Okay, and on the note saying that I was not aware in the first place that we're not allowed to give compliments or anything like that. I was not aware of that. I was not told that up front by the courts or nothing, by Pam or anybody. And if Miss Good thought that I was coming on to her, no, I have more respect for her than that. And I would not ever do something like that because she's a good person. She's very humorous, and she would listen to things that I had to say to her, and she had a very good listening ear.
Okay. Why do you think Ms. Payne was used instead of Ms. Good to be involved in your case?
Why do I think Miss Payne was?
Right.
That is a very good question. And there was times too that I would come in and try to talk to Pam, and Pam was she was not very nice to me. She had my anxiety, my depression, it was running high. I even when I tried to talk to Pam, it got to the point where I just couldn't do it no more, and I just took my stuff and I left the building because I didn't want to have any problems, and I didn't want to go from there with it. So that's like the reason why that, and like I said, that Ashley had given me personal information about herself as well. And
Okay, Ms. Lindstedt, there is an email to you from the court administrator dated October 24th of 2025, in which you were informed that your comments to Ms. Good made her feel uncomfortable, and that because of that, she would not be assisting you with court business going forward, and that Ms. Payne, the district court supervisor, would be assisting you. So you were given specific information about that. So you did know that that was the reason why Ms. Payne was on. And then when Ms. Payne attempted to assist you, you've made life difficult for her as well, coming in and making scenes in our lobby, coming into the district court grounds, driving your truck around your vehicle around at times when staff was leaving. We've had notices from people in the community that you're asking for pictures of staff and that you're making threats to staff, saying that you're going gunning for them. That is totally unacceptable behavior.
So when she got told she was no longer allowed to have a personal relationship with the woman she considers her sister, Miss Good, she became totally unhinged? You don't say.
how was I making threats to the staff?
Your sister told a relative of one of our staff that you were gunning for one of our staff members.
That was what?
Gunning.
I don't even know what that means.
It sounds like a threat is what it sounds like. So that's why you're here today, because you're acting inappropriately to multiple members of my staff.
I'm not threatening nobody, Your Honor.
Good.
I would not do that. I would never do that because I know that I can get myself in some serious trouble with that, and I would not ever threaten nobody. No way, shape or form.
And
No.
why are you asking other members of the legal community for pictures of court staff members?
Why am I asking others?
Yes.
I didn't know I was asked. I don't even know who I asked.
You went to a law firm and asked the secretary there if you could get a picture of Ms. Good because your phone wouldn't work.
I don't even recall that. If I did, I sure don't remember it. No, because, in fact, and some of them, and I'm gonna put it out there because some of them are on Facebook.
Let me make this very clear. The staff is here not to have a personal relationship with any member of the community as a result of their meetings with you here. They're here for professional duties only.
Okay, I understand that. I won't do anything again, and just give me a chance to prove myself, and I'll go from there, because I
We
won't.
did that already when we sent you a notice saying don't have any inappropriate contact with Ms. Good, and then you were unable to have appropriate contact with Ms. Payne. That was us giving you a chance to show that you could do it, and you failed that opportunity.
Can you give me another chance? I mean, I'm gonna try to do what I can and so on. I mean, I'm trying to be a better person, trying to do as I can and so on.
I'm simply.
I really am baffled. There's the zero probability that there are two psychos that age range that sound that much alike, and they both happen to live in Otsego County, Michigan. I don't know that I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time. Oh God, what was the word she used? Dang it. It was so funny, and now I just ruined the joke, like, completely. Oh well. I know she was contemplating it, or I don't remember. But anyways, there's got to be, I don't know, like, there's got to be a way that she utilizes two names, but it's the same person. I went on to Michigan Courts lookup to try to find her, and I couldn't find her under either, but I might not be spelling them right. Yeah. It always is. I have the best chat on YouTube.
Saying to you, ma'am, that your behavior has been inappropriate now to at least two staff members. And because of that, I'm going to enter an order that you have no communication or contact, direct or indirect, with Ms. Good. That you are prohibited from physical entry into the court and onto the court's grounds. That you be limited to contacting the court via email, telephone, and or Zoom. That you shall not communicate or behave towards court personnel in a manner that is invasive, personally invasive, assaultive, threatening, abusive, or intimidating. And this order will remain in effect even after your small claims court case is discontinued. Do you understand? Do you understand the court's order?
Yes, Your Honor. And how long is this in effect for?
It's an ongoing order, so there is no end date.
So I can't have no contact with.
You may have email, telephone, and Zoom contact with the court.
I can't have any of that.
You can have email, telephone, or Zoom contact with the court.
So who are the two people that I can't have contact with?
You may have email, Zoom, and telephone contact with the court. You may not have any contact with Ashley Good.
You know, you can have contact in the ways that can be strictly monitored and proven. Yeah, but not in person.
That's the only one that you may not specifically and personally have contact with. Do you understand the court's order? All right, you're free to go, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody.
Oops, I was muted. It could be the storm. But it also could be that I'm just doing live streams right now and I'm not posting secondary videos, which those videos were the Replay Crew mini videos. That's where I had the majority of my viewership. So to YouTube, it looks like nobody loves me anymore. They're like, wow, this girl was really well liked, and now all of a sudden she's not. We should stop sending her videos out to the public. So, yeah, I most often hear that in magistrate courts, like Magistrate Ulrich or Ulrich. I don't know the proper pronunciation. Anyways, he gets such delight out of referring to himself as the court. The court hears your argument, and the court will fashion a sentence in the manner of such. I love him. Well, the current April was off to the side here, and April of the past was right down there. Yeah, it could be the storm. It's possible. I should get back into doing the Replay Crew mini videos, but there's a lot of work that goes into those. Because it's sometimes the sound isn't quite right during the live stream, and I'm able to correct that during the replay videos. If I come across another hearing with the same person and it was not long enough to do a standalone with, I might add that on to the Replay Crew mini and, say never shown hearing or something, and then cutting all of the commentary out, getting addresses and birthdays and phone numbers or whatever if I missed it in the first run. Like, I literally have to watch the entire video and cut like everything out. Oh man. I'll get back to it. I will get back to it. Life has just been life in me, as you can tell. And yes, it's my own dang fault. It is my own dang fault. I know this. Well aware. And just wait, I got 2 cat trees coming too. She keeps falling. The druggie. I know. She fell off the bandwagon again. I had to pick her up and carry her to bed. It's not a pretty sight. All right, guys. Excuse me. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you, Squishy, for sending me the first Hustlink clip, and which is what got me on a bender going through other Hustlink clips. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I love you all. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.